Today I'm playing a full round on my home golf simulator using the new GSPro software with a SkyTrak Launch Monitor. My last video was a first impressions video of GSPro, and my initial opinion was that I didn't like it. Not as much as the Golf Club 2019 anyway. But I must admit, after playing a few more rounds on GSPro recently, it's beginning to grow on me a little. So hopefully this video will give you a better impression of the software and it'll help you decide whether it's right for you.
Get in! Good par save that.
Not too bad of a start on the first hole there. The course that I'm playing today is called Predator Ridge, and it was recommended to me in the comments section of my previous first impressions video. I'm playing it from the white tees, which is set at 6,227 yards. If you're new to the Handicap Golf channel and you're interested in learning more about golf simulators and how to build your own on an affordable budget, then please consider subscribing. I'm all about giving you some honest feedback and saving us all a bit of money, whether you're based in the UK or the US or wherever you are in the world.
Oh, just not hit it. I love this. This is nice, isn't it? This looks like a lovely hole. All cambers in nicely to the fairway.
I hit a beautiful tee shot on the third hole.
Love that. It's a great shot. Beautiful draw. I want to hit one of them every time, please. Only 1.2 yards offline.
With 168 to the pin, I was hitting a 7-iron. Unfortunately, I pushed it a little bit and I thought that with the camber it might bounce onto the green, but it got snagged up in the rough.
Stay in that circle. Get in. Love that. 1 over after 3. Not bad. Decent start. Quite like the course. One of the holes was very nice. The others were just a bit standard, but Predator Ridge, can't complain at the moment.
The fourth hole is quite a tough par 4. Now I hit a lovely 6-iron straight down the middle of the fairway, but I'd left myself at least 170 yards to the pin. So I took a 7-iron, I didn't catch the ball very well, and I hit my ceiling.
It's not a good shot. It's an amazing shot.
And I ended up with just under 12 feet to make a birdie.
Yes! Come on! Get in there! Wow, this looks nice.
Now, I compared the graphics of GSPro to the Golf Club 2019 in my last video, and I said that TGC was probably a bit better. Now, I think I'm still swaying towards that opinion after a few rounds, but that isn't to say that the graphics in GSPro are poor, because as you can see, they're really not.
Get in! Love that. Right, level par after 5. I'm happy with that. Look, this is a beast of a downhill again. There's actually some pretty nice holes on this course.
Anyway, back to the round. I've started off alright. On the 6th, I've hit another decent 6-iron off the tee, and it just ended up catching the rough on the right hand side.
Oh, thinned it.
I left myself 138 yards to the pin that was tucked at the front of the green. I didn't strike my 9-iron approach very well at all, but it crept nicely onto the green and left myself about 16 feet for a birdie.
Too hard. Not bad. Last 3 holes, birdie par par. I'm happy with that.
The big question that people are asking though is whether it's worth spending $250 a year on GSPro or $900 outright for the Golf Club 2019. And I have to say that if I didn't have either of these pieces of kit and I had to choose, then I would probably go with GSPro because for the price, it's brilliant. So on this par 5 7th, I left myself 133 yards into the pin on my approach. I just pulled the 9-iron a little bit and I ended up leaving myself just short of 30 feet for the birdie. Thankfully, it crept into the gimme circle and I came away with a nice easy par.
Get on the green.
Now, the 8th is quite a long par 3 at 170 yards, and I took my 7-iron and again I pulled it into the rough. I had a short 17-yard chip that I wanted to try and just chip and run towards that gimme circle, but unfortunately I left that short, which left me struggling for a par.
Yes! Still level par. Par 5, 452 yards. This is a chance.
I've hit another beautiful 6-iron tee shot down the centre of the fairway on the 9th, but because of how the fairway bottlenecks further up, I had to play a little bit tactically.
Right, we're playing tactical. 140 yards. Give me a 9-iron. Stick it into that big part of the fairway.
So I'm looking to lay up just before that big rock on the left hand side, and I'm hoping to leave myself about 120 to 125 yards in, which I've done nicely.
Oh, I've finned it, that's not good. I've tried to twat it.
So what should have been an easy approach actually turned out to be a bit of a poor shot.
This little dinker. It's not red. It's not reading. Why are you not reading?
Now, here is where GSPro has actually been letting itself down with the SkyTrak. I've noticed that in each round that I'm having, at least once, the SkyTrak seems to be disconnecting from the GSPro.
Why do you do this, GSPro? GSPro does this sometimes. It disconnects a lot. Oh, we might have a read there.
So I've left myself another short chip, hoping to bump and run it into that gimme circle for a tap-in par. So after 4 or 5 minutes, I did manage to get the SkyTrak reconnected to the GSPro, and I can continue the round. Now, if anybody knows why that happens or how to solve that problem, please will you let me know in the comments below, because it is pretty frustrating.
Throw in. Ugh. Come on, I've been playing so well.
Now, to be going into the 10th hole on GSPro at level par is really good for me, because I am finding it a bit more difficult than the Golf Club 2019.
Come on, mate. Oh. Hit it too hard.
So I've not started the back 9 very well, but I'm going into the 11th and it's a par 5, and there's always a chance of a birdie on the par 5s. I've hit a nice tee shot down the left of the fairway, and I'm just going to take another 7-iron and get it somewhere near so I can leave myself a nice approach. Now again, my approaches are letting me down. I've got 136 yards to the pin, which is a lovely 9-iron distance for me, but for whatever reason I'm not catching my approaches well, and I've left myself a long putt for a birdie. Thankfully I've crept that birdie putt up near the hole for a tap-in par.
Love that, what a putt.
The next hole is a par 3, and at 132 yards, it's another beautiful distance for my 9-iron. Now I managed to hit the green in regulation, but again I've left myself really short, and I've got a 40-footer to try and sneak up for par.
Right, 12 holes down. It's not bad, it's not bad. I'm 1 over par. Nice course, I like it. A lot of downhill, uphill sort of stuff. Right, 6 holes left, I'm 1 over par. Come on.
Right, now we have another par 5. It feels like we've had loads of par 5s on this course, but we've actually had all 4 of them within the last few holes. Now I've pushed my tee shot to the right hand side. It's not a good start, but I've hit a decent second. I've managed to knock it straight down the fairway, but I've still left myself quite a long way on my approach into the green.
It's gone right again.
What, 183 yards, and I hit a terrible shot to the right hand side.
That is terrible.
So I'm chipping on, hoping to get it somewhere close and manage to scramble away with a par, but I've managed to leave myself a good 13-14 feet away, and this putt that I've hit is just disgusting.
Don't screw it up now.
I've managed to go so far past, I'm out of the gimme zone.
Oh, you have got to be joking me. Double bogey.
All of a sudden, level par, and that lovely score that I was on seems a long way away. But I'm determined to right my wrongs, and I hit a nice little tee shot on the 14th to the right of the fairway. Now I've got 163 yards into the green, and I managed to push it again, but fortunately this time it comes off the camber and it rolls nicely onto the green, but I do leave myself 61 feet away. Thankfully the putt that I've hit is great.
That is a beauty. Get in.
Now that putt must have given me a bit of confidence, because we come to the par 3 15th, I've got a pitching wedge in hand, and finally I managed to knock one close.
Oh, I love that.
I left myself just 7 feet to sink for birdie.
Right, that's got to be in. Yes, come on. After a shocking double bogey, I've managed to get it back with 1 birdie. I'm 2 over with 3 to play. Let's see if we can get it as close to level as we can.
I'm feeling good at going into the 16th because it's a short par 4. It's only 295 yards. And I've hit a nice tee shot down the middle.
Right, this has got sand wedge written all over it. Come on.
94 yards. It should be an easy approach shot, but for some reason, again, my approaches are letting me down. I've left it really short. Thankfully, my putting saves me again. For some reason on GSPro, I find the putting not to be too difficult.
Just crept in.
The 17th in a long par 4 with water all down the left hand side, and I managed to make this hole even longer by pushing my tee shot to the right of the fairway. I was never going to reach this green in 2. I've gone for an 8-iron layup, and I've managed to knock that down the fairway and left myself 98 yards, which is a reasonable distance. Now unfortunately, I've left my approach short again, and it's left 30 feet for a par putt. I've rolled it up inside that gimme zone, and I've just walked away with a par.
Right, last hole, 3 over. Not bad, not great.
So 3 over par, 1 left to play. It's a 392 yard par 4. It's quite a big one, so I'm just hoping to make par here. I've hit a lovely tee shot down the centre of the fairway, but I've got 198 yards into the green. Now I've drawn the shot a little bit, and I've managed to leave a nice little pitch in towards the pin. 30 yards towards the pin. I've hit quite a good one, but just left it 10 feet short, unfortunately. I was hoping to hole out this putt.
Oh my days. 2 bogeys to finish, that's a killer. Oh, do you know what? If you just catch the edge of the cup on GSPro, it doesn't drop, does it? It's a bit shady that, come on. Not a bad round, decent course, quite like it.